Okay, we are on lesson 5 in CodeHS's web design curriculum in unit 2. This one covers the use of images. So just some familiar things. This is, again, I skipped over the video and the quiz. This is the example showing the image tag being used. But just to recap, we do have our declaration on line 1 that indicates this is HTML version 5. We have our root element, the HTML tag that then kicks everything off and closes everything up. We have our head tag. And remember, the head tag contains information about the page, but not necessarily anything that's going to show up on the page. The title, so if we were to open this up in a new window, again, it should give us that title if it ever opens. That's CodeHS. And then the body is where everything that we see in this preview window over here, everything we would see on a web page shows up in the body. Okay, so let's just kind of go line by line and recap some stuff. So line 8, we have an H1 tag, open and close, that says welcome to CodeHS. You can see it is formatted as a heading. Then we have a paragraph tag that says when you specify only width or height, the image scales proportionally. Okay, and then we have an image. Okay, a few things about the image. I'm not sure why that's not opening, but I'll go ahead and close it. So the image tag is what we call an open element. What that means is there is no \img. So you just insert a singular image, and there are some attributes that we have to fill. The first being where the image is located. Okay, so we do a img and then src. One of the big mistakes here that is very common is the typo, and a lot of times I'll see this, it will be scr and you can't find why it's not working. So just double, triple check if your image does not work that you have src, that is short for source, from where the image comes, equals, and then in quotation marks. In this case, we are using an image that is hosted elsewhere on the web, and we can actually use what's called a relative or absolute link, and that will go find where that image is stored elsewhere, and it will load it to this page. Okay, we can also specify the height. We can do it based on a certain number of pixels. You could also do it based on a percentage of whatever area it's in on the screen, but for now we're just going to stick to pixels. Notice that's 200, but we also have the px to indicate pixels. And what this is saying is that wherever this image is set as by default, it will scale. So if you change the width only, then the height will adjust proportionately. So if this was originally like a 1000 by 1000 picture, and you scale the width down to 200, it'll automatically scale the height down to 200 to match it. This alt attribute, it says CodeHS logo. That is for a couple of reasons. The main reason is that if the image has an error, it doesn't load, this text will be displayed in place of it and just kind of show what should be there. Also, for those that are visually impaired that use a screen reader, the alt text is read to them to indicate, kind of what's in the image on the screen. All right, but that is it. That's how we insert an image. Okay, so it's img src equals. All right, the link to the image. Notice it ends in .png. Okay, then we have another one down here, same thing. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and move on. Okay, we have another example where we have welcome to CodeHS. All right, we have that image again. This time the width and the height were adjusted. So now we can specify each. So if you want to go out of proportion, you can. So notice they're both 100 by 100, but if I were to change this to 200, all right, it's not going to do proportionately. I would have to also change the height to keep it proportional. That's kind of what they're indicating. Okay, so you can alter an image a little bit with the width and height if you want it to make it a little bit skinnier, a little bit wider. You can certainly do that, but if you have both the width and the height attributes in, all right, make sure you kind of adjust them to scale if you're making changes. Okay. Okay, so this is where I think I already did an example. I'm going to go to assignment. So this says add 4 images to this web page using the IMG tag. They should all be related to each other or some theme. The height should be 150 and the width should be 100. Arrange the 4 pictures into 2 rows of pictures. Separate the rows using a BR tag or a break tag. Okay, break tags are also open or empty elements. There is no \BR. Make sure to put everything in the body section of the web page. For example, here's a collage of kittens. Okay, so I'm going to redo this one. You could see I had our school administrators. I'm going to start over from the beginning so that you can walk through this with me. I'm going to restore the starter code, go to output, refresh. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and set up, and this is a key practice I want you to see. I'm going to go ahead and build my, what I call my skeleton, and then just plug and play. So I know I need to have an image. Okay, so I'm going to do open with that less than sign IMG. I need the source, src equals. It's going to be in quotes. And I'm going to give myself a note that just says link here. Okay. I'm then going to have a width that is going to be 100 px. And I should put that in quotes. It's my bad. All right. I'm going to have a height that is 150 px. Okay, and then I'm going to have an alt, and I'm going to put our school administrators. So I'll have, and actually for that I'm just going to put admin name, and I'll update that as I go. So I'm going to reinvent the wheel a little bit, but you'll see in a moment what I'm doing. And now I'm going to have a total of 4 images. So I'm going to copy, because I don't want to have to type all this out every single time. That's not smart web design. You want to automate as much as possible, repeat as much as possible. So I'm going to do a copy, and I'm going to go ahead and paste this 3 more times. So 1, 2, 3. Okay, it also told me I needed to have a break, so that's 2 by 2. So after the second image, I'm going to have a break. Okay. So I've got it set up, so now I just need to get the images, update the link, update the alt, and I'm done. So I'm going to go, and I'll change it up. Let me do, I'm going to do some Atlanta Braves pictures just to change it up. So I'm going to do Greg Maddux, and this will also help. And I'm going to go to images, and I want to find an image of Greg Maddux. And when I'm looking at these images, I'm keeping in mind that the width is 100, the height is 150. So I want one that looks like it's a little bit skinnier than it is wide. So this one could work. So to get the image source, I'm going to click on the image. I'm then going to right click. Okay, this is very important. There is a, I want to copy the image link. Okay, the common mistake here is to copy the link. That's a link to the web page where the image is. I don't want that. I want the image link. Okay, so I'm going to select the image link. If you're using a different browser, it may say something slightly different, but it should say, get image link or image address. So you want to copy the image link or the image address. All right, I'm going to come back, and now I'm going to paste that length, and notice it ends in .jpg, which is a picture file extension. And I'm just gonna type in now Greg Maddux. Okay, I'm now gonna search for an image of Tom Glavine. Okay, there we go. I'm gonna click on that, and again I'm gonna right click, copy image link, and I'm going to come into the field here, and I'm going to replace where I had that placeholder of link here. I'm going to delete that, but still within quotes, paste, and then I'm going to update the alt, and my mouse is not wanting to work today. I hate this window. Sorry about that. It's just not really wanting to cooperate. Okay. Tom Glavin. Okay. I'm then going to find my next one. I'm going to look for John Smoltz. All right. That will work. Right click, copy image link. All right, I'm going to delete that and paste. Okay, that was a long one. Okay, and lastly, lesser known, but when I was a kid, he was part of the original Big Four. Elbow injury, kind of setting back. We're going to find Steve Avery, and we'll use this one. And we're going to copy image link. And since it's been so aggravating having to scroll over, I'm going to go ahead and type my alt for Steve Avery, and then I'm going to paste the link. Okay, now that I've got all that in there, now I can reload, and there I've got my images. Okay. So again, a couple of these were a little bit longer than I would like, but if you, like this one was close, that one that I did of John Smoltz, it was a little bit lengthy with the image link, but in general, they should be a little bit shorter. It's important that you click on the image from your Google search results. Otherwise, if you copy an image link, and I'm just going to show you, I copied that one without opening it up first. If I paste it here, all right, and a lot of times you're going to get part of the Google search algorithm, and it's going to make it crazy long and difficult to use, and it won't work right. So you do have to, if you're using Google, which most of you are, do an image search, click on the image, get it kind of zoomed in over here, and then from here you want to copy the image link. Okay, that's a little trick there. If you're trying to do the shortcut and copy it directly from the search results, you're going to get a crazy long link that won't always work. Okay, so that should meet our requirements. All right, this next one, we had an assignment. This is add an image to this HTML page with this URL. Okay, so add an image with this URL. I'm going to open that in a new tab. So that is an actual image. So that is the link to an image. They didn't specify that well. So that image is going to be right here. It says when the image is clicked, have it go to the home page for Arches National Park, which is in Utah. This is hint, the image should be a link. So this is a cool little trick. So this is, and I've already got it here, so I'm not going to undo it and redo it. I'll just explain. So we dealt with links in the last lesson. So links do have an opening and closing. So I start by saying, hey, I'm making a link. Okay, so I do my A tag and I do my href. And then I put the link of the website I want to be sent to when the link is clicked. Okay, and then I kind of have that greater than sign to end the opening tag. Well, in the past, we were just doing text and typing a message, and the words would be active for us to be linked to. But we can also do the same with an image. So then, in between the opening A tag and the closing A tag, we insert an image. Okay, and that's what we just did. And you don't, this is showing you don't have to specify a width or a height. If you like the image as is, just put the source and the alt tag and you're good to go. Really and truly, even if you leave out the alt tag, if your image works, it works, okay? But you do have to have the source. But I've got my open, my less than sign, IMG, SRC equals. That's the link they gave us right there. So you can just copy and paste that in. We just have an alt that says Utah Arches. And then we close, and then we close the A. So when I go back to my output, I reset and run. I have that picture, but when I hover over it, I get the little pointer finger for a link, and if I click that, all right, it should, there we go, and it takes me to the web page for Utah destinations. Okay? And we got all our check marks. Okay, this next one does take a little bit of time. I just mainly want to explain the concept. So for my assignment, okay, we're going to extend what we did on the last one to have 5 images linked to external pages. So it says take 5 national parks you have heard of or visited. If some of you, if you've never heard of a single national park, that's okay. You're just going to basically make an image a link, and we're going to do it 5 times. So this is a resource that is very useful. It's a Wikipedia page. So the way you should go about doing this, so this first one, and again, what I would do on this one, and just to keep this video from being super long, I'm just going to sort of explain. All right, you have your H1 parks to visit, and then you have 5 different images, okay? So I'll go ahead and show you the result of mine. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, okay? And notice, depending on the width of my page, if my page is wider, they're all 5 going to be listed side by side. If my page is a little bit more narrow, it's going to push them down as they need to be. Okay, but the concept there of what I want to do, and is there a way to, there we go, okay, that'll help. Okay, so really, if you're just starting out, I decided to make all of mine 200 by 200. If you notice, and I kind of did the same thing, I may have even left out, I didn't even do an alt tag. So really what you could do to set this one up, you're going to have sort of a repeating theme. You're going to have an A tag with the link to the park, and then the image source. All right, and then close out the A tag that closes the link, and then just rinse and repeat. So you're going to do essentially the same thing 5 times. You're just using a different link and a different image link. So the way I did that would have been, if I go back to the assignment, if you go to this Wikipedia page, list of national parks, and it should be the U.S. national parks, and it looks like this one is now no longer in the United States, so that's interesting. So it looks like the Wikipedia page has changed. So let's try to go back. So that probably makes this assignment difficult, doesn't it? So, so we may have to search for U.S. national parks. And here we go. So CodeHS needs to update their stuff. Here we are. Okay, so that's a big thing you might want to know. So that link is different. I need to tell CodeHS to fix that. So if you Wikipedia list of national parks, there's 63 to choose from. I just sort of went through and picked a few. So American Samoa, what I did, that's the very image I used. So I did a right click, open a new tab so I could stay on this page. All right, and then this is where I got the URL for the link. So I would copy that, and then in my national parks exercise, I'll go back to that. And then what I would do, all right, and that's the link that goes right here. All right, and I pasted it, but it's the same thing. So that is going to be where it's going to send me when I click, okay? Then I need an image to go with it. So that's where I would right click on that image, copy image link, and then I would paste that right here. Okay, and I'm going to paste it. It should be exactly the same, so it shouldn't matter. I accidentally deleted a quotation mark, and it's 200 by 200, okay? That's one park down. I'm going to go to the next one. So this was Arches National Park. So I'm going to scroll down, okay? There's Arches. So again, I could honestly just copy the link there without having to go to it. I could copy the link, and then I would paste it right there. Okay, and then same thing with the image. I could just right click, copy image link, All right, paste the image leak right here, and that's 2, and you just find 3 more parks, do that same thing. Okay. And once you finish those 5, you have finished the lesson. All right, so if you have any further questions, please let me know. Otherwise, good luck, and I'll see you the next lesson when we talk about copyright.